Welcome to the Reiki Witch Podcast. I'm Becca, your host, a Reiki master and practicing witch with a passion for blending the mystical and the practical. Whether we're uncovering ancient wisdom to deepen your spiritual practice or navigating strategies to streamline your spiritual business, this podcast is your sacred space to grow, learn, and thrive. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my very first episode of Strategy for Mystics, my Thursday series where we dive into all things business, soulful strategy, and the techie bits that help your spiritual work flow with more ease. And before we dive in, I just want to send a big wave of love and celebration to my LGBTQIA+ listeners. Happy Pride Month. You are sacred. You are powerful. You are so deeply needed in this world, and I'm honored to hold space with you. Your presence in this world is pure magic. Let's keep lighting up the world with our rainbows, our truth, and our unapologetic brilliance. So in today's episode, I'm sharing 3 simple but powerful tips to help you start taking in new clients with ease, energetic integrity, and a whole lot less chaos. If the idea of taking on new clients makes you feel overwhelmed or scattered, this episode is for you. When I first started offering Reiki healing sessions, I had no system. It was text, it was email, it was Venmo requests, it was all over the place. And once I sort of got a flow down, it really helped clear up space so that I could focus on other things. So tip 1. Create a sacred intake flow. So why does this matter? Having a sacred intake flow or a form, it sets expectations, gathers energetic and logistical info, and it protects your time. Now, I still have people reach out to me directly via text, but I always send them to my intake form. This allows you not to have to prep a bunch of information immediately in the moment, and you'll be able to respond when you're in a more grounded and aligned mental space. However, you should always respond within 48 hours. It's important you respond to emails within a day or 2. Now, what should you include in this intake form? You'll want to have their name, preferred name and pronouns, and then you'll want to collect their contact info like email and phone number, and then you'll want to ask them what type of service they're interested in. So if you have multiple services that you offer, you'll want to provide this section in checkbox form so that they can check multiple services. And then you'll want to have a section for preferred session times, their availability, and their communication preferences. Again, all of these will be best in a checkbox form so that they can choose multiple options. And then finally, you can also include a question like, what's been feeling heavy or out of balance? I like to keep it more open and free and ask them to tell me a little bit about their story and what they're hoping to explore with me. And remember, this isn't just a form. It's your first energetic boundary. You are setting the tone here. You are slowing them down and helping them really connect with their why. The form itself should help ground their energy and help them feel held and seen. Now, how can you build these forms? There are some free options if you're just getting started. These are Google Forms and JotForm. I'm sure there are others, but those are the ones I'm most familiar with. Now, if you have a Squarespace or a Wix site, you can create forms in those platforms. Most website platforms have some sort of form component. And then finally, you can also use a tool like ConvertKit and embed it onto your site. You will probably hear me reference ConvertKit a lot. That is the program that I use for my email marketing, but it also allows you to build forms and landing pages and things like that. It's a really great tool. And no, I'm not getting paid to promote them. This is just what I like to use. Now, inside my mentorship that I'll be hosting in September, I teach you how to build these forms to match your brand and energetic signature, not just cookie cutter templates. Tip 2, have a pre-session process. What does this mean? If someone purchases a service with you, you want to be sure to send them some kind of preparation email. You don't want them to come in with absolutely no idea what to expect, how to mentally prepare, or what they should wear. You want them to be able to walk into the session completely ready to receive. And why does this matter? This step not only helps your client arrive grounded, but it also prevents you from having to send the same email 100 times. Believe me, creating templates for this type of thing is really helpful. Now, what should you include in this email? You'll want to have things like session details, the Zoom link, what to bring, what to wear, anything like that. Some optional prep you can give them are things like mantras, journaling prompts, or a short grounding ritual. I like to remind them to eat cleanly before the session and to dress comfortably without a lot of dangly jewelry. And then finally, you'll also want to make sure to have your cancellation and rescheduling policy. Now, how can you automate this process? You can use your booking platform's built-in automation or pair with a program like HoneyBook or ConvertKit for a pre-session nurture sequence. If you're just getting started and you don't want to learn a new platform or that overwhelms you, write up a template, save it into a Google Drive folder, and just copy and paste it each time you need to email a client the pre-session prep. It's not fully automated, but it's a great place to start and it will save you some time. And again, in my guided mentorship journey that I'm hosting in September, I will be going through all of this in a much more detailed step-by-step fashion. So if these are the types of things you need help with, the mentorship might be a really great program for you to look into. Tip 3, send Soulful Aftercare. Now, this part of the process can't really be automated. This needs to be purely customized, intuitive, and from your heart. This means you need to make sure you create a beautiful and calm space for yourself so that you can send them these aftercare tips from a really grounded space. I promise they will feel the energy if it's rushed. So make sure to craft a really sacred ritual around this part of the process. Light a candle, some incense, open up your chakras, pull an oracle card for yourself. Whatever it is, make it special for you and the energy will shine through to your client. Now, why does this matter? Sending your client a follow-up email with aftercare not only keeps the connection alive and encourages repeat sessions without pressure, but it also shows them that you genuinely care about their experience and what they might be processing. Now, you'll want to send this within 24 hours and no later than 48 hours. Now, what should you include in this follow-up email? You'll want to thank them and validate the work they've done. Make sure they feel seen, heard, empowered, and good about making time to take care and nurture their spirit. And then you'll also want to provide gentle recommendations and anything else you are channeling that you feel they need to know. Put it in this email. And also, don't ever just end it there. You always want to have some kind of action item. Maybe you invite them to book another session or join your email list. Let them know about any upcoming events you might have or follow your blog or social media. Also, be sure to ask them to leave a testimonial for you. If you are in the earlier stages of your business, testimonials are gold. You can also add a custom oracle pool or any other recommendations you might have for them. I've recommended books, podcasts, and websites for further support if I feel like it could help my client. And finally, be sure to follow up with them a few days later via text or email, asking how they are feeling. This lets them know that you genuinely care about their spirit and you want them to do well, feel better, and continue to find balance. Because at the end of the day, that's our goal. We want our clients to not only feel good and aligned, but also feel supported. All right, as I wrap up today's episode, just remember taking on new clients doesn't have to feel like a scattered mess. When you build even the simplest systems around intake, prep, and follow-up, everything flows smoother for you and for them. And like I mentioned earlier on in the episode, if you are a spiritual entrepreneur, wellness coach, or intuitive healer, I'll be hosting a mentorship journey in September. Inside my mentorship, we co-create energy practices and digital strategies that align with your unique spirit and the work you're here to do on this timeline. If you're ready to build a business that's not just successful, but sustainable for your soul, hop on the waitlist. I'd love to work with you. If this interests you, be sure to check the show notes for the link. And that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so deeply grateful to you for tuning in. It really does mean the world to me. If you loved this episode and you want more, please subscribe and leave a review. It helps my podcast get found by other fellow magical folk. Until next time.